Well, it's been a while since I've been able to say get woke, go broke. But the sales numbers are officially out on Battlefield 5, and it was a utter disaster for EA, sending the stock plunging another 10% in post-hour trading. We'll see if it comes back in the morning, but let's get right into the story. EA. Battlefield did not meet sales expectations. During EA's fiscal call today, CEO Andrew Wilson, king of the loot box, announced that Battlefield 5 missed its sales expectations for the holiday quarter. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. When you tell your customers, don't like it, don't buy it, or when you tell your customers that they are too stupid to understand the subtle nuances of your wokeness, generally there's going to be a chunk of your customer base that is going to have a problem with it. Now, I'm not saying that everyone did, obviously. You still sold many millions of copies of Battlefield 5, but in this case, it was enough to damage you. During EA's, again, Wilson attributed Battlefield 5's underperformance to several factors. First was the game's month-long delay from October 19th to October 20th, which pushed the title into a busier holiday season. BS. Wilson also pointed out prioritizing single-player content over Battlefield 5's still unreleased Battle Royale mode as a contributing factor to poor sales. Well, with the, I would say, I'm going to go ahead and say Apex Legends had a very successful launch with over 2.5 million people downloading and installing the software in the first 48 hours. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Battle Royale mode that is yet to come out for another month isn't going to save you because everybody's already going to be playing Fortnite, Pooberg, or now Apex Legends. It goes on. Later in the call, CFO Blake Jorgensen offered specific numbers. Battlefield 5 sold 7.3 million copies, putting it 1 million units below the company's expectations. Now that's 20% roughly. That said, EA touted that 27 million players have played Battlefield games over the past year, and that they are committed to long-term live service for their players. Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode is set to launch in March. Now, I would be very surprised if they aren't working feverishly to get this out sooner. Now, if they were to release it in the next couple of weeks with all the noise of both Apex Legends and EA's Anthem coming out in the same week, plus we've got Metro Exodus coming out, plus we've got Rage 2 in March, I'm not sure that anyone's going to be paying attention to Battlefield anymore. Now, if we look at the stock as it stands, zoinks. Okay, it had made a little bit of a recovery today, but then after this call came out, everybody bailed. It bottomed out at a massive drop of $95 all the way down to $75. That is probably nearly a 20% drop, and the outlook is not good. The way the stock market is reacting is also not good. On Tuesday, the game publisher reported adjusted revenue of just only $1.6 billion for December quarter versus the analyst consensus that $1.75 billion, according to FactSet. Its guidance for March quarter was similarly weak at $1.17 billion in adjusted revenue compared with the 1.46 analyst average. The video game industry continues to grow through a year of intense competition and transformational change, said CEO Andrew Wilson in the earnings release. Q3 was a difficult quarter for Electronic Arts, and we did not perform to expectations. EA stock was down 10.3% to $83 in after-hours trading, and since, as we've seen, down even more to and TWO, which is Take-Two Interactive, decline of 0.6%. Activision Blizzard fallen 3.3%. So again, software in general, gaming in general, seems to be at minimum readjusting, finding a new correct spot to be. Last month, Barron's cautioned investors about EA Arts shares, Electronic Arts shares, citing risk to its profit projections due to poor performance of its game. EA shares fall sharply on earnings. CEO says we didn't perform. Again, EA fell more than 14% at the time of this writing after reporting its third quarter 2019 earnings. The company reported a revenue miss of over $1 billion versus, miss of 1.16 billion versus 1.117 billion, so off by $100 million. A lot of copies of Battlefield 5, according to Refinitiv, earnings were $1.95 per share, ex items shared, and analyst estimate of $1.94 per share. During the interview, Battlefield company released Battlefield 5 CEO Andrew Wilson acknowledged that EA did not perform as hoped. In a statement, the video game industry, yes, we now are applying the strengths of our company to sharpen, which is what? Loot boxes, obviously, to focus on delivering a great experience and long-term service for our players. We're very excited about Apex Legends, the upcoming launch of Anthem, and a deep line of new experiences that will bring to our global communities in the next fiscal year. The video game industry has faced new competition from online games such as Fortnite. In a statement, COO and CFO Blake Jorgensen said FIFA has remained a robust franchise. Well, that's entirely, of course, because of the in-game gambling you have with the FIFA cards, which we are now seeing more nations lean towards, and particularly some states in Wisconsin or in the United States, looking at regulating them, like Washington. We're making adjustments to improve execution, and we're refocusing R&D. Well, when you're talking about refocusing R&D and it's coming out of EA, unfortunately, what I'm left to assume is they have decided to figure out how to squeeze more microtransactions out of people. We don't know a lot about the in-game economy yet of Anthem, as I want to wait until the game releases before checking it out. I will say Apex Legends appears to be, at least at this moment, very fairly priced, but it is a huge hit in the after-hours trading for EA. I don't know how else you can spin this in positive. Maybe Apex Legends is a massive success. 2.5 million players in the first couple days is pretty good. We're going to have to wait and see. I think they peaked out at 600,000 concurrent players. Very strong launch. Again, how many of these people will stick around and how many of these people will invest money into the game will ultimately decide if Apex Legends is any good. Anthem, of course, has a full AAA release price, so that will be a little different. It's going to come down to how many people purchase that game, and the reviews aren't great right now. People like SkillUp saying hold off, and I would say that's pretty much true on any EA release at launch unless it's free to play. I'm interested to hear what you think EA can do in 2019 to turn things around. Can Apex Legends and Anthem be the releases that turn things around for them? Because certainly I think we're going to continue to see decreased sales in games like Madden because it's just the same game over and over and over and over again. People like myself who have bought that game probably 20 years in a row, just kind of getting sick of it. I miss football games, but I'm over it. I mean, I've been playing Mutant League football on Nintendo Switch, and that's a lot more fun for me. At least it's a little something different. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please remember to crush that thumbs up button. I'm down here grinding for all of you, and I am very appreciative of you. The channel wouldn't be where it is without the support of all of the viewers, and I am thankful for that. Hey, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but a long time ago, I was actually banned off Patreon. I was battling against pedos in the Magic the Gathering judge community, and judges whom were, in my opinion, trying to protect them reported me to Patreon for doxing these people, and Patreon apparently sided with them and banned me. I don't want to support Patreon anyway because they don't support free speech. I once tried Maker support, that didn't last. However, Subscribestar seems to be standing on its own 2 feet, and I wanted to both bring awareness to Subscribestar, so hopefully other creators will check it out, and if some of my viewers want to support independent games journalism, this is a great way to do it. I've created a couple different tiers. I'm working on adding unique things. Backing here is totally optional. The videos will always remain free. This is just something extra where I'll do some live backer-only Q&As and unique Discord access and backer-only monthly games I want to work on. There's a lot of different things I'm working to add to these different statuses. If this is something that you want to do and help the channel out, I promise you that 100% of this backing will go back into the channel. So I'm not going to use it on energy drinks or white powder or anything like that. It's going to go to help pay for a lot of these games to do reviews on. You know, I don't want to, nor would I ever see myself getting free review copies like, you know, the games journalists out there. And there's a lot of to review. And so this will help me do that. Maybe it'll get big enough so it'll help me have someone on board to help me edit my videos better, to make them look and sound better, different graphics, things like that. Just user experience improvements. Again, totally don't have to do it. If it's something you want to do, I'll leave a link in the description below. Check it out, look it over, give me some feedback on stuff you'd like to see with it. And as always, I really, really appreciate all of your support.